Welcome everyone to the Woodbridge Channel's coverage of high school sports. Tonight we're on the campus of Woodbridge High School, bringing you the game live on Facebook as well as Channel 35. A matchup between the Barons and their arch rivals, the Colonia Patriots. I'm Craig Coughlin. I'll be bringing the game with my colleague, our councilman, Greg Ficara. Greg, it's going to be a good matchup. Both these teams are ranked in the most recent Home News Tribune poll.
There's a lot of things in line here. They're both in the same division. Woodbridge has won the last two games big. Colonia won the last two games before that big. So there's a lot on the line. It should be very exciting.
In Woodbridge, you know, they finished the season as the best team in Middlesex County. Had a terrific season. Nobody was sure. Ollie Lee is gone. They go out and they beat Winslow, who's ranked 15th or something in the state, in the Star Ledger and in the USA Today, and they've still got loads of talent, don't they?
Absolutely. I hear the Bosch kid had a great game, and you know, the quarterback at Woodbridge, and Colonia's got veterans back, so
right.
we're gonna hear a lot of names that we're familiar with tonight. Looking forward to
Woodbridge is ranked first in the Home News Tribune poll. Colonia is ranked 9th, but you can throw both of those things out when they come together. It's always a great game. It's going to be a good one. So we've got a beautiful night. It feels like an early football game.
Yeah, Friday night lights, baby. This is the place to be.
So sit back, relax. We're going to have a great one. Sit and enjoy the game, folks.
Woodbridge is coached by head football coach Joe LaSala. Coaches Frank Giuliano, Anthony Nyers, Eric.
Hello, everybody. Greg Ficara, Craig Coughlin at Woodbridge High. We've had the national anthem. We're going to have the flip of the coin in just a minute, and then we'll be underway on what is just an absolutely splendid night, Greg.
Yes, absolutely. The sun setting in the west there. Just a great night for football. Good home opener for Woodbridge. As we mentioned in the pregame, they had a great victory over Winslow last week down the Jersey Shore. Actually, I think it was moved to like Camden Catholic or something because of the weather.
Yeah, because of the weather. But you know, it was a convincing win, too. I think it was 26-14, right?
Right.
And the Barons really got out of the gate really well. I read an account of the game.
Number 2,
Their
Isaiah
transfer
Allen,
quarterback,
Stanton,
Matt Stanton.
and our
3
own
touchdown
Patrick
passes.
Petro.
Yeah.
And you know, they look like they're loaded. They reloaded and they're ready for a fine new season, right?
Yeah, I think both coaches, Coach Rardy and our coach from Woodbridge, LaSala, they're building programs, Craig. It's not just about the season, one particular season, or about a team. It's a program, and they're doing a great job with it. Dr. Lotman, we were talking a little bit before the field. One of the Woodbridge captains, number 66, AJ Alahusani. I hope I'm saying that right. 6'4", 295. That looks like an NFL player out there.
It really
Holy
is.
mackerel.
Yeah, he's a big guy. Yeah, let's see. He's got. I was talking to you and listening to you, and I didn't see who won the toss. So it's the first game for us too, folks. We're just getting into mid-season form. Woodbridge has won the toss, and they will get the ball. I don't know. Colonia may have won and deferred. As we said, this game has a lot of sidelights. It has a lot of players who know each other, families who know each other, and of course the winner will get the PBA trophy this year, as they have for the last number of years.
That's always exciting. But yeah, when you look out there, Coach LaSala's dad is the AD at Colonia, Benny, right?
Yep.
Coach LaSala's wife is the cheerleading coach at Colonia. So there's a lot of backstories to all of this. It's very interesting that it's all connected.
You know, any number of the teachers have taught students who are now on the Woodbridge team, students who are on the Colonia team, and of course JFK as well, who we'll see later on in the season. But we are just about ready for kickoff.
I think even one more. I think Dr. Lotman said that Mr. Pace, the principal of Colonia, was his coach.
Oh, really?
Yeah, really? So there's a lot of connections going on here. So it's
Patrick Miller will kick it off for the Patriots. He's a 6', 165-pound junior. Headed back deep to receive for the Barons, number 1, Michael Calvert, and number 2, Isaiah Allen. And we are underway as the season gets started here on the Woodbridge channels. Calvert takes it, he's out to the 20, to the 25, to the 30, cuts it back in, makes a little lead out to about the 36, and that's where the Barons will go to work with their first possession of the day.
Lamont Hampton in on Colonia on that tackle, although he just kind of did a hurdle right over him.
He tried to hurdle him and picked up a couple more yards. As we said, Woodbridge led by a new quarterback this year, Matt Stanton. He's a senior transfer, 6'3", 195, so he's got real good quarterback size. Transferred over from St. Joe's. He is number 5. He's joined in the backfield by Isaiah Allen, number 2. And of course, the wide receiver to watch is number 8, AJ Bosch. Handoff. This time spins her around. He didn't go down. Looked like he might have.
Didn't look like a call.
Finally wrestled down by number 3. That's Josh Olaremi. He also is the quarterback for the Patriots. Lots of these players will play both sides of the ball, Greg.
Absolutely. Woodbridge number 7, Amir Wallace, was up front on that. It's a big fella in the backfield.
So Allen picks up 2, and Barons face 2nd and 8 from their own 37. When we've got a stoppage of play on the field. I don't know if somebody's hurt. I see Olaremi calling to the sidelines, or signaling to the sidelines to come out, or no. I'm not really sure.
Looks like they're just changing the side
Mike
of the field.
Hester
I don't think that's the
20.
delay, though.
Oh, that's
On the field right now. Yeah. Colonia. Oh, there's 11. Oh, all right, yeah.
Colonia didn't have 11 players on the field. They only had 7, and Lamont Hampton, number 7, comes jogging in. Clock was still stopped.
I think the only reason there was it was a change of, start of a possession, so there was a little extra time there. Otherwise, there would have been a delay or something called.
You would have thought. Stan takes the snap's going to keep it. Instead, he's out to the 40. He's got the first down, a little bit more, breaks midfield, gets down to the Patriot 49. So nice pickup of 12 there.
Colonia number 4, Jake Siensen, in on that tackle, but definitely got a few yards on that one.
Barons yet to attempt the pass.
Stanton ran that ball like a fullback on that.
Yeah, he really did.
Barreled his way right through there.
Going to keep it again, this time with less success. Number 4 in there, that's Jake Siensen in on the tackle.
Yeah, he's in on it. That's 2 tackles in a row that he was in on. A little more successful that time.
It'll bring up 2nd down and about 8.
3 receivers to the top of the field.
Inside handoff to Allen. He breaks a couple tackles, stays on his feet, keeps driving the pile forward for a first down. He's still not down. Down to the 35, and what a play. Wow. What a run by, I'm sorry, it was Michael Calvert on that carry. And he just kept on churning. He did not stop. Let's take another look at that.
Take a look.
And we have a flag on the play.
Out in the front of that was big number 66, AJ Al-Husani. I mentioned him. He's one of the captains there, number 66, 295 pounds. He's listed. He looks like he's every bit of that 295 pounds.
In addition to El Husani, the line for Woodbridge is number 51, Dylan Bradley, number 52, Jason Bradley, number 53, BJ Charles Estein, and number 56, I think it's Caleb Barahona.
Wow, that was a big play. Besides that run by Allen, the 15-yarder on top of that.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that'll take them. Take them all the way down to the Colonia 18. So I don't know what they said or did, but they're going to throw this one out to the flat. That's Allen. He's swarmed under there by half of the Colonia defense. Let's get a couple of those guys.
Nobody was fooled by that one.
Number 2 was Jaden Jones. He was in on that tackle. Number 6 is Josh Profit. He was in on the tackle. See if you give you some of the other names from the Colonia defensive players. Number 16 is Matt Salcido. Number 22. Hold on a second. Let's watch the play as Stanton calls the signals. Now he breaks from the thing. Ivan Quillis is number 22. Number 51 is Ethan Maricer. Out to the flat to Bosch, who's tackled there right away. Nice tackle by Testa, Michael Testa.
Yep.
Number 78 is Jermaine Ellis for the Patriots. Number 6, as I said, Josh Profit. Number 4 is Jake Stiensen.
That was like a quick screen, that previous play, that did not fool Colonia at all.
Absolutely did not. They look to the sideline to the coach for the play after they get to the line of scrimmage. Stanton makes his throw. It's batted down by number 22, Ivan Quillis.
That was a nice play by Quillis. Wow, that's a nice recovery by the Colonia defense after that tough break of the long run and the penalty at the end. They really came on strong.
Yeah, they really did. They battled back and got stingy. Kind of pick out some of the other names from the Colonia players. I don't know who the starters are.
They definitely have a spread.
11. I'm sorry, it's Patrick.
Yeah,
go ahead.
The spread offense here. Empty backfield.
3 wide receivers right, 2 wide receivers left.
Yep. It'll be interesting to go.
Allen and Bosch to the bottom. Stan gets some pressure on the blitz. Can't escape it. Now it stays on his feet and gets back to the line of scrimmage, but a good play, good call. They dialed up the blitz on that one, Greg.
Yeah, absolutely. A nice, very nice defensive stand.
And Quillis was back there in a hurry. And so the Barons will have to. Oh, it was 4th down, so the Patriots get the ball.
Yep. I see another big guy out there for Woodbridge, number 95. Lamar Knight is a junior, 6'2", 290.
Yeah, a couple of them. He's got.
Hey, that's a big fella.
May his brother maybe DeAndre Knight, maybe his brother, maybe his cousin.
Yeah, yeah.
He's a sophomore, 6'2", 290 as well.
Yeah, another big. No lack of big fellas out there. Let's see what Colonia, a veteran
Inside
offense.
handoff right there to meet him is Wallace, Amir Wallace, number 7.
Yep, was right in on that play.
That was Josh Profit getting his first carry of the game. First possession of the day, or the night, I should say, for the Patriots. Patriots had a tough season last year. They only had a couple of wins, and they had a lot of scheduling challenges.
Yeah.
So they had to keep popping around, but you know, to their credit, they played anybody they could find to play.
And they played tough in every game.
Yeah, they had a lot of close losses.
Yeah, we had
We
quite
got a penalty
few.
flag as Olaruli Olaremi throws it out into the flat, complete
to number 4. Yep, Ciensen.
But let's see what that flag is about. It was 2nd and 12. Legal formation is the call against the Patriots, and that'll push it back 5 yards. And it'll make it 2nd and 17. Well, there's a lot of talking going on down there.
Looks like the officials are figuring out where to mark it. I don't hear the official on. The officials are mic'd up. 2 of them are, but I didn't hear that call, so they still have to turn it on.
Second down.
There we go.
2nd down.
2nd and a lot to go with their backs right there. It looks like they're on what about the?
Well, the Bulls going to be spotted about the 20. Sorry, about the 16.
16, yeah.
They've got to get to the 36. Olaremi drops back, going to go long down the sideline, intended for Ciensen. He was covered closely, but the ball was overthrown.
Geez, he just didn't even put any effort. He threw that ball about 40 yards in the air.
Yeah, he's got some arm.
It was good protection by the Patriots offensive line.
Let's give you their names.
I see a number 79. I don't even see that.
Yeah, 78, Jermaine Ellis.
Yep.
That's what we got. Number 51 is Ethan Mercier, I believe. Long again down the right sideline this time, intended for, did he catch it? Oh, out of bounds.
Patrick Miller.
Patrick Miller, yeah, he was also the kicker. Number 58 on that offensive line is Frankie Malone. Number 56 is not on my list, so maybe that's not 56, but 61 is Haider Abdulrahman.
Allen and Bosch are back for.
So we'll see how the punt.
First punt of the night by either team. Miller is going to be the punt. Bosch and Allen are back to receive. They're standing about their own 40, 42, something like that.
We're certainly giving the punter some respect.
Good snap. Yeah. Gets in the air on the other side of midfield. That's where Allen will take it. He dances forward a little bit, still on his feet. Cuts to the outside. He's got some room. He's down to the 30, to the 20. Inside the 15, down to about the 13, and I see a flag is down along this near sideline, so let's see what that's about.
Great individual effort by Allen on that run.
You got it about the 48, so that's what, 5, 10, 30, 35, about a 40-yard return, shall we say. But let's see what that flag is about.
You would think if it's in the open field, it might be blocking behind the back.
Back or clip. Holding. Probably against the
Here's the replay. We get to see it right now, but some great individual effort.
He made some, great play to keep himself on his feet, and a nice cut back there. And then finally.
Wow, that block in the back as we watch the replay had to be nowhere near the runner.
Right.
It had to be away, which it would happen so many times, you know.
Somebody trying to make a hustle play. It was Justin Cintron who made the tackle.
Great individual effort by Isaiah, and I think sometimes when you get a runner like that out in the open field, people are just trying to block people, and you know, these things tend to happen.
Now that's a spot penalty, if I'm not mistaken. 10 yards from the 49. Spot of the foul.
Yeah, he's saying 49-yard line, so that brings the ball back. Look at that. Oh, boy.
They had it at the 12, all the way out to the 49.
Crucial call. Early in the season, these things happen.
Effectively a 37-yard penalty. So that's where the Barons will go to work with their second possession game. 0-0, 6:47 to go. Here in the first period, Greg Ficara, Craig Coughlin, happy to be with you as we kick off this football season here on the Woodbridge channels. Inside handoff to Calvert. Not much room there. He's brought down by Profit. called Josh Profit's name a lot on defense.
Yeah, he is all over the field for sure.
It's been a choppy game so far, Greg. No real rhythm to it yet.
Yeah. You thought Woodbridge was on to something with that first drive, and they certainly got some playmakers, though.
But a couple of big penalties. Stanton gets it out to Wright, who's tackled there. Nice open field tackle.
Beautiful.
By Jaden Jones.
Jaden Jones, a sophomore. I remember being impressed with him last year as a freshman. He got a lot of varsity time, and he's picked up right where he left off.
5'10", 169. Barron's huddling up. We saw Calvert came running towards the sideline, and then he ran back, and now Stanton will go back into the huddle, and Allen will come out. I don't know what that's about. Usually they get to the line, hurry up, and then
Bosch is split out.
The play off from there. Inside handoff again, not much room.
Close to a first down now. Yeah, close to. Oh, some bodies falling down afterwards.
Yeah, Amir Wallace tripped over one of the players. We saw him fall down. And let's see where they put it. I think it's going to be, it should be plenty for a first down. But they've not a great spot for the Barons.
It's going to be close. They're going to have to measure it.
Clock continues to run, however, so they're not going to measure, and that'll bring up fourth down for the Barons. They failed in their first fourth down attempt earlier in the game. Stanton trots out to the field.
Yeah, I would think that in this position they're probably going to go for it.
Showing some confidence in the defense by going to it near midfield. Stanton keeps it. Had pressure in the backfield by Profit, but he still manages to go forward, and I believe he's got it.
Yeah, he dove over that. It looks like it. Almost had a sack, hit in the backfield.
Yeah, Profit shot through.
Let's take a look at that again. You can see right here, Profit
almost
just missed it.
Trips him up a little bit.
Yeah. I think it's just enough for that. Yep, and yes, indeed.
I think it was. Somebody tackle. No.
Calvert on the carry.
He picks up a couple.
The Barons, Craig, were so quick to get that ball and snap it that the chain crew didn't even have the chain set. The officials should have held that up there. Second down and 9.
Calvert in the backfield with Stanton. Stanton calls the signals. Patriots showing a little bit of a blitz. Here they come, but they don't get there. Pass is intended for
brought it in.
Allen. Now, nice catch then, because he picked that right off the top of the turf.
Absolutely. I was going to say he made it look simple, but that was quite an athletic play.
Yeah, it really was. So that'll bring up third and, let's say, a long 3.
Yeah.
We were down on the turf before the game tonight, folks, and as much rain as we got on the other day, the field it's perfect. It's not wet. It's not spongy any more than it's supposed to be.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if we had a natural turf field, we wouldn't be playing this game. I don't think it would probably be still
inside handoff to Calvert. He's still rolling down to about the 15-yard line, maybe a little beyond. Picks up 16 on that play, and the Barons pick up a first down.
He's got some great speed, Calvert. He gets through the line with his strength, and then when he sees a little green, he just puts it in another gear.
Calvert, a senior, 6 feet, 165 pounds, and then we get a whistle and another penalty. See what the referees have here.
Offsides on the Patriots.
Patriots
They
offside,
They lined up in that zone.
Closer.
Yeah.
Takes it right to the 10. The ball resting pretty much right on the 10.
Well, the Patriots defense got out of trouble once before. They're going to have to do it again.
1st and 5. The Barons can get a first down before the before they have to score a touchdown. Stanton keeps himself, powers forward, is still on his feet, inside the 5, down to about the 2.
And that is a Barrett first down.
Brought down there by Jaden Jones. We could call his name a lot. He's very active on defense, and the other.
Somebody's hurt on there. Players are around.
Let's see who the other player was. Let's take a look.
Let's take a look at this play again. Stanton keeping the ball.
Looking for a hole, finally finds one. Keeps moving, keeps those legs moving.
Yeah.
Gets him downside the 5 and then takes half of the Patriot team to bring him down.
That's a veteran move there, Craig, to be able to sit back and be patient and watch the play develop and then pick your hole. That was really excellent.
Yeah, it's a good point. He didn't rush it. He let the hole come to him, right?
Yep.
Stanton talks to Allen. Takes the snap, hands it inside, shooting through to break that play up. I think it was Josh Profit.
Yeah. And Jaden Jones in there too. Again, let's take a look.
This play really never did get started. There's the handoff and boom. That's Profit right there.
Profit right there.
Here comes the rest of the student.
Yep, yep. Big play. Sniffed it out, as they say.
Moves the ball to the 5, so it'll be 2nd and they can get a first down. So it's actually 2nd and 1. And now we have another whistle, and it's another stoppage of play. Timeout Woodbridge with 1:17 to go.
Still, still to the point you made earlier in the game, there's not real good rhythm here.
It really isn't. There's been a number of penalties. They've moved the ball sizable amounts, right?
Right.
One was a 35-yard penalty. They moved, the unsportsmanlike conduct against the Patriots moved it down 15 yards well into the red zone. Been a lot of stoppage of plays. Just hasn't gotten into a rhythm, but the Barons have certainly controlled the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the Barons are winning in the trenches, as they say. The big guys seem to be having their way in there. But we're still in the first quarter, and
as I said, 1:17 to go. That was the first timeout by the Barons, so they'll have 2 more left here in the first half.
Great second effort by all of the people that touched the ball from Woodbridge. There seemed to be a real good effort after the catch. We talked a little bit about Stanton picking his holes. We also learned on the offensive side of Colonial, Remy can throw the ball.
Stanton takes the snap, takes it left, goes right, plows forward, keeps going down to about the 2 or 3. Oh, and I guess they gave him, and I apologize, folks, they had given them a first down at the 10.
Right, so they got two plays to get it in.
So it's now 3rd down, and
looks like they're on the 3.
Yeah, 2nd and goal, 3rd and goal from the 3. I don't know if Woodbridge, how strong their kicker is. That's something that we don't really know, folks, until we get to see them play.
It's interesting here down on the goal line now. Stanton has to go to the sideline to get to the play. When they're in the middle of the field, they're sending signals in. So a little different strategy when you're in the red zone, I guess.
Yeah, well, he must run an extra 100 yards. Stanton keeps it himself, tries to power forward, and let's see, there it is. It's a touchdown for the Barons.
That was great second effort. He kept the crowd, he kept the pile going forward. The officials were right there, and he dragged like 3 guys right into the end zone.
Going and going and going. We saw that before from him. We've seen that now a couple times from the Woodbridge runners. They just keep those legs churning and churning and churning. So Stanton
puts Woodbridge on the board first.
Has his first touchdown of the game.
6'3", 195. I mean, that's a big body there for a quarterback.
17 seconds to go. Number 23, Jared Allen is in to attempt the extra point for Woodbridge, and it's blocked. That's a live ball, if I'm not mistaken. But hustling over there and downing the ball was Amir Wallace. And so Colonia falls behind 6-0 as the extra point fair. Let's take a look at the touchdown. See Stanton take the ball, looking for some space, and cuts it back in. There's Profit, he hits him there, but he just keeps those legs churning and churning. Drags everybody out.
He got hit between the 4 and 5 yard line. He dragged that pile 4 yards. That's a great effort by that young man.
Yeah, it is. So 6-0 Barons with 17 seconds to go in the first quarter.
Sun's completely down now. You can see a little bit out on the horizon there, but the lights are on here at Woodbridge Football Stadium.
Yeah. They've been on since the game started. They don't have to heat up.
Yeah.
Barons will kick off. They're going from right to left on your TV.
I'm seeing in there on the front line of the Barons kickoff team, number 10, Derek Anderson, our very own Kyle's son, Derek.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That's right.
Number 10.
He had an interception against Winslow the other day.
Yep. And the other twin is over here, number 13, Ryan Anderson. It's nice to see the freshman getting some activity.
Yeah. I think it was Derek who played.
Yeah, Derek
who made the interception there. Bosch kicks it off, not too deep, takes a bounce into the hands of the Patriots at about the 25, still on his feet and running hard is number 20, I think it was, Mike Testa.
Absolutely.
Testa. Brings it all the way out to the 40.
27-yard return. The Patriots will take over first and 10.
We'll see how they respond.
Mark it. I want to see where they spot it. Yeah, but so that was about a 27-yard return. And the ball get placed down at the 46 at their own. Yes, it was. This is the first challenge for the Patriots. Let's see how they respond, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We know that Olaremi can throw that ball, that's for sure.
Does. He's got a big arm. 10 seconds to go, so they have a chance to, for a couple plays, they have, well, it's only, yeah, I'm sorry, it's the first quarter, so they'll continue to march. A couple plays left in the first quarter, a little bit high on the snap. Olaremi catches it, floats it out there to Jones. He finds some room along the left sideline. Stumbles forward for a first down.
Great effort.
Extracurricular activities after that. But a first down for the Patriots, and there's a flag on the play.
Big number 78 for Colonia. Jermaine Ellis is a guard, 6'3", 330 pounds.
Wow. And that'll do it for the first quarter. With the score, Woodbridge 6 and Colonia nothing. We'll take a break and we'll be back. Stay with us for the second quarter, everybody. Oh, well, we are now. Oh, okay.
So Colonia, I guess it was, we backed the ball up here for Colonia after a successful pass and a nice run.
So the Barons, as we reverse the field, head to their defensive side. Patriots back out on. Everybody gets organized, and we're ready to get started here in the second quarter.
Sophomore Jaden Jones, nice reception on that one, and there he goes in motion.
Yeah. Give it to Profit. He kicks it outside. Nice run by Josh Profit down to the Woodbridge 30, but there's a flag on the play. But first, let's see what happened with the penalty. Nice play. Nice play by Prophet. He saw there was nothing there, you know, to your point about being patient.
Holding on Colonia. 10 yards from that spot, repeat first down.
Holding penalty against the Patriots, and 10 yards from the spot of the foul will push the ball back. We'll see. We don't really know. I don't know what yard line the referee saw the penalty occur, so I can't, until they put it down, I can't really tell you. Looks like it's going to be at the 49 of the Patriots.
Two plays in a row, Colonia picks up a big penalty and brings them back. That'll break your back.
Yeah, that'll hurt.
See how they respond.
Full house backfield, inside handoff to Jones. He slithers through for about 2 or 3 on that play, and it'll bring up second down.
Second down at about 14.
11:28 to go, just underway here in the second quarter from Woodbridge High School. First game of the season in the township for either one of these teams. Well, Remy hands it off to Prophet. He darts through, gets under a pile, and gets it down to the.
Without those 2 penalties, they'd probably be looking at like a 3rd and 3 now instead of 3rd and 11.
Right.
Penalties really hurt. I mean, anybody that knows anything about football, it's a age-old.
No doubt about it. Joshua Remy directs some traffic. Now he tries to make something happen, and he gets it back past the line of scrimmage down to the 40.
We have an injured Patriot on the field.
They need to get to the 37. There's an injured Patriot on the field. They said, I don't see him. No, he's back. It's yeah, he's outside this camera angle between the 50 and the 45.
The team doctor out there in the gray, Dr. Swan, now has his facility right on Route 1 in Avenel. He takes care of all the student athletes throughout the township.
Oh, really?
He's a really good guy.
That's good.
Great physician, and but just a nice person and very committed to Woodbridge Township.
That's nice. That's nice to hear. Nice to hear that he's here on this Friday night.
Yeah.
Kicking off the Labor Day weekend. Hope everybody has good plans for the weekend. As I said, couldn't ask for a better day than this.
Yeah, absolutely.
We earned it, though.
Yeah,
Wednesday.
after the storm, sure. I didn't hear how the reschedule. I know Rutgers was scheduled to host Temple last night.
Yes. It's supposed to be tomorrow.
Oh, okay. You know, I knew that was going to be a problem because that High Point Solution Stadium is right across from the river there.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So you knew there was going to be a problem there. Certainly our prayers go out to all the people that were, you know, affected by this storm. It was just terrible. Even in our town.
We lost one soul.
Yeah.
So our condolences to her family. I don't know the lady's name, but
Frankie Malone is the injured player for Colonia. He's walking off under his own power.
Kind of gingerly, but walking off under his own power nonetheless, which is always better than having to be helped off. Right?
Absolutely. You know, we were talking a little bit about, the storm and the terrible things that happened. And earlier we talked about how amazing this field looks when you consider that. These fields are designed for the water to go straight through them. Unlike a traditional grass field, it's pitched and the water runs to the side and there's drains on the side. So, you know, kudos to the designer, Field Turf of this field. Did a great job, and that's why we're able to play here tonight. Otherwise, I think we probably...
It would be a mud, well, probably a mud bowl.
Yeah, absolutely.
4th and 8. Well, Colonia decides to punt.
See if their defense can contain the Barons. Once again, those 2 penalties really set.
Yeah, they
set
really
them
did.
back.
Miller into kick. He does kick it, and we've got a.
Ball's down right there, right? Yep.
Yeah, he put. What happened was I guess he caught the ball and downed it. I'd like to see that one again. So the ball is down. He caught the ball, dropped it, and then downed it. He pushed the ball down, pushed down on the ball, and thereby downed it there. And so the Barons will get it on the Patriot 42. Let's take a look at that replay.
Yeah.
See the cat snaps a little low.
And then it's his knee. His knee touched the ground. Okay. That's the deciding factor right there. Yes, sir, folks.
Good call by the referee, who was right there.
Yeah, yep. Yep, that's the factor. It
was inadvertent, too. I'm sure that he didn't, Patrick Miller was not attempting to down the ball. But
no, big break for the Barons there, boy, because that's a big swing.
It is.
Because he can kick the ball, Miller. That was an unbalanced line, by the way.
Slayton runs right, throws it out a little bit high, intended for Isaiah Allen. They'll bring up second down and 10 for the Barons.
Bosch was over in that area too. Looked like they had an unbalanced line close to us on the home side.
That's interesting.
Both quarterbacks for both teams showing some real strength in their arm. They're throwing the ball effortlessly.
Inside, hit hard is Calvert, but he keeps on going. Made spin around. You saw he got hit right about the line of scrimmage. He got hit pretty hard, got knocked backwards, but spun to his left and picked up some more yardage.
Great second effort again by Calvert.
Yep, we've seen that a lot tonight from the Barons. Their runners are tough to get down. And now we've got another penalty. I didn't keep the number of penalties, but there have been way too many. It's offsides against the Patriots this time. And down we will go. Is he going to get him a first? Yeah, still third down.
Much better position for the Barons.
Yep.
Remember, the Barons got a game under their belts. Patriots, this is their first game.
Yeah, you're right. Tight formation there. Spins around inside. He's going to take off his stand. He gets it down to about the 30.
And that is a Baron first down.
First down for Woodbridge, as you may have heard it. Everybody lining up.
You just like Stanton's poise. He goes back on a drop back pass. He surveys the situation, sees an opening. Everybody up here is yelling, run it, and he just takes off and gets the first down almost easily.
Tight formation here.
They've been in this formation 3 or 4 plays in a row now. See how they're now looking back to the sidelines for their play. Saving Stanton from running that extra 20 yards.
Every time. Inside handoff to Calvert. He's still on his feet, still fighting forward, and gets taken down by the 15, not until he's picked up 14 yards. Brought down there by Miller. And Jaden Jones, of course. I think he's in on every defensive player, among others. So the clock continues to be the ally of the Barons. Stanton calls the signals, takes the snap, gives it.
Calvert on the carry, loss of 2. He's second and 12.
Good play, defensive play. Yep. Number 16, Mike Salcido, was in on that. Couple of Patriots.
Here we see some of the bigger Barons.
So speaking of big for the Barons, that number 7, Amir Wallace, 6 foot, 240 pounds.
Yeah.
That's it's a big dude.
He's wearing a number that would makes him eligible to be a receiver. So
yeah,
he must be.
Well, he's does a great job of blocking in there.
Yeah, stays in. Rolling right, throwing down, incomplete. Nice play there by number 2, Jaden Jones. Broke that one up.
And that was a perfect example. We're talking about Wallace there. If you watch that play, he closed down that whole right side and allowed the quarterback to roll out that way. So
that was a nice job.
Yeah, you know, we haven't called his name too much as far as running and things of that nature,
right.
but he has a presence out there.
Here we see the quarterback for Woodbridge, Matt Stanton, going out to the flat, complete to Bosch, inside the 20 to 10, 5, touchdown.
Wow. Stanton to Bosch, but there is a flag on the
Let's
play.
see what that.
Appears to be on the Barons.
Walking it back on Bradley.
I mean, it was right where he was standing.
Yeah.
Very nice play.
Yep.
Looks like the potential call is a block in the back. Unfortunately, it'll bring the ball back, but that doesn't wipe out that nice play by the young man. Only a sophomore. I believe.
We got a block in the back on Black. We're going to go back 10 from the spot.
I hate it when I'm right. Oh, we're going to see this play again. Like a little quick screen right there.
Let's see where the. I didn't see who. He may have grabbed his shirt
Right
a little
there.
bit. I'm not.
Yeah. It wasn't. It really wasn't necessary. You know, as these things are. But
I'm not really sure it was a penalty.
yeah, it was just after. That's what I'm saying.
Oh.
It really didn't. It didn't break the play. I'm sure the person would have liked to get that one back, but.
Third now and 21 for Woodbridge. Fakes the handoff to Stanton. Now he's going to roll left as he gets some trouble. Slips down as the defender got a hand on him. Who was that? That was number 56 for the Patriots.
Nice play. Nice play by the Colonia defense. They rose to the occasion on that one.
Yep. That's nice.
All right, Colonia showing some life here.
Taking some time in between plays, do the Barons. All right.
Fourth down. Sorry for reaching out. I can't see
It's
it.
okay. And now we get a whistle. And I think it's probably a timeout.
Timeout Woodbridge. That is their second of the half.
Second timeout of the half with 7 minutes to go in the second quarter.
So we went from potentially a back-breaking touchdown, and then it gets called back, and then Colonia plays some tough defense, and so now they're faced with a 4th and 20. What decision they're going to make? Looks like they're discussing that now.
Yeah, I don't.
Here's a picture on our screen of Coach LaSalle talking to his quarterback.
Yep, having a real conversation there. Right.
Coach LaSalle was a tough kid as a player.
Was he?
Yeah, he played a little bit over at Colonia, and I believe
Yeah,
a
I
little
remember
in South River.
Yeah.
Just a tough, hard-nosed player.
He played basketball as well, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe, yeah.
I think.
His dad, of course, is the athletic director at Colonia.
And he was the head coach.
Football coach, yep. He was also a wrestling coach, Benny, and just a good, you know, very nice family. Benny LaSalle, if I had to categorize him, he comes across as a real tough person, but he's got a heart of gold. He loves the kids and, you know, works real hard. Big member. Both athletic director Ward and LaSalle are real active athletic directors.
And now another penalty as we take this snap. Full start against the Barons, and it'll push it back 5 more yards.
Benny LaSalle from Colonia is a big reason why we're participating in this big Central Conference now.
Oh, really?
He was a key figure in organizing that.
Was he really?
Yep, absolutely.
We'll move the ball back outside the 30 to about the 31.
Can expect to pass here. They've got trips to the top of the field in a single.
4th down and a mile.
Motion.
They got to get all the way down to the 7. Stanton looking lead, pulls it back, now throws it down the middle. A lot of contact there as Jones was guarded, as 2 was guarding 2. Jones was guarding Allen. Woodbridge looking for an interference call, but they won't get one, and so the Patriots will take over 1st and 10. Let's take a look at that. Stan waits a little more, tries to get some more time, now throws it off his on the run. Good throw right there, and yeah, I don't think there's interference there.
No, it was a great
play by Jones.
Yeah, Jaden Jones did a great job.
Good. So
Jaden's mom is Dr. Jones is the assistant superintendent of schools in Carteret, and I believe that Jaden's dad, Corey, was a outstanding player, I think, at Carteret, if I have all my genealogy lined up. There's a lot of good genetics there, and I've met Jaden a few times. He's a very nice young man, and that's no surprise with nice parents that he has.
6:50 to go here. Olaremi going to roll out to the right. Cienson is out there to cut him off after a small gain.
Great open field tackle by Cienson.
It really was, because there was room to run if he got outside of him.
Right. That's one of those plays, Craig, where Josh ran about 12 yards to get 3, right?
Yeah. A little more. Olaremi takes his time, calls the signals, and he's going to run left this time. But here's a shocker, folks. We have a penalty flag before the play gets going. We have a
I think they had
two
guys were moving at the same time, I believe.
Against the Patriots, and that'll push it back 5 yards. And it'll be 2nd and, shall we say, 13? 2nd and 12.
Colonia with the spread here.
Olaremi surveys the field. Takes the snap, looks, nope, now he's going to tuck it under and run. Gets out to the 30, makes a little move and gets out to about the 36. Woodbridge defender stayed his ground there and forced Olaremi to get inside.
That was a very nice
Picks
play.
up, maybe, it was a good gain on the play, probably, 8 yards or so. But they were facing.
It's going to be 3rd and about 6, I guess.
Yeah. A long 6, because the ball is on the other side of the 35, and you got to get out to the 41. So. Here comes motion now, and guess what? Another penalty.
It is a motion against the Patriots again.
Lamont Hampton is coming over, and now it'll be 3rd and 11. As we said, folks, it's a game where it really hasn't gotten in any rhythm. I don't know that we've gone 5 plays without a penalty or some sort of stoppage of play. 5 plays in a row without it's really.
And it seems like both teams are committing penalties after they've done something good, which negates it.
The only score of the game was a 3-yard touchdown run by Stanton back in the first quarter with 17 seconds to go. Olaremi now gets some pressure, steps up, going to try and run, throws off his back foot, lofts it up for Jones. There to defend it is Calvert, but a flag comes in. It's going to be against the Barons. Now, it's not a spot penalty.
It's an automatic first down.
But it's an automatic first down. Here we see it again. The ball is thrown on the inside shoulder. Olaremi
nice
gets
composure.
Some room, flips it out. Really, he makes it effortlessly. He throws it effortlessly.
Yeah.
And you see,
that was close. I think the official is saying he made contact before he broke up the play. That's the only thing I can see.
So it's
big break for Colonia now.
15-yard penalty will take the ball out to the 45 of the Patriots, their own 45, and that's where they'll have 1st and 10 with 4:37 to go. Olaremi in the backfield, and heaven forbid we have another play in a row.
Yeah, I don't know.
Patriots call a timeout on this one. Didn't like what they saw. So they'll now be down to 1 timeout.
Well, up here in the press box, Craig, as you know, to our right, there's a window, and the Patriots coaches are up here, and they were yelling timeout, so they had to see something.
Yeah, the play clock was running down. We don't have a play clock per se, but we have it that's held by the referee.
Gotcha. So here we are.
And the Patriots will trot back out.
They're ready
trailing 6-0 with 4:37 to go from Woodbridge High. Opening day for Woodbridge Channels. Woodbridge has played a game. I don't think I don't think that the Colonia has yet, right?
No, Colonia hasn't played. This is their first
game. Usually this is a game that you may recall, folks, was played on Thanksgiving Day.
Yeah.
Inside handoff flip really to Jones, and he gets to the line of scrimmage, maybe picks up a yard. Let's give him 1.
I think that play was designed to go around the end, but the defender from Woodbridge, I think number 95 here, blew it up. Jaden had nowhere to go, so he had to cut it up. Interesting formation here. It's like a stack trips.
Yeah. 3 wide receivers near side. Inside handoff to Jones, slips the tackle, gets out to about the 47 yards on that play, and that'll bring up.
Let's watch this again. I don't think Jones got that ball cleanly. Yeah, no,
right.
You see,
good call.
You see the ball up, and he did a great job of bringing that back. Here's a pass inside.
Where are you?
And he's still on his feet. That's Miller. He's going to go down to the 2-yard line.
And just like that,
picks up 46 yards on that play. And let's take another look. Just a little flip, wide open.
Yeah, Miller was just
he bounced off the defender and off to the races.
Who makes that stop? Number 2?
Allen, and Isaiah Allen.
Yeah,
he's got back in a hurry. He had a good angle and a lot of speed. So 1st and goal now for the Patriots.
We'll see how they do in the red zone here. Olaremi keeping the ball.
Yep, still on his feet. Gets tackled at about the 3. And he'll pick up a couple, and that'll bring up 2nd and goal from the 3 with 3:03 to go. Plenty of time.
Certainly a couple of veterans at the quarterback position on both sides here for Woodbridge and Patriots.
Olaremi rolls right this time, looking for the end zone, but he gets run out of bounds. Ran out of real estate there. That was Cienci. Jake Cienci.
Nice job there by Jake.
6'1", 189. Good size for Jake Cienci.
2 plays in that red zone. Boy, you can't be down here and not pass up that opportunity, especially in a tough game like this.
A game like this, you know it's going to be hard to score points. And you get, right, it does. Olaremi fumbles the snap. He's in trouble, stays on his feet, looking to make something happen. He's going to roll around. Get in. Touchdown.
Who made that hit?
Yeah, we see Olaremi made something out of what could have been a disaster. The snap was fumbled. He picked it up and rolled around for the touchdown for the Patriots, and they now have a chance to take the lead.
And we'll take a look at that touchdown score after the extra point attempt. And Miller handles all the kicking duties, I guess. Patrick, 6 foot, 165, junior.
James Rodas is on for the hold. Snap is good. The kick is up, and it is good. So we got us a new ball game with.
All right, here's the touchdown play.
Olaremi, you see.
And that wasn't a bad snap there. I think he was slightly distracted. Boy.
Slipped the tackler right there. Gets around the tackler. Now it's a race to the corner. Cienci comes in. But not until after O'Reilly crosses the goal line and the Patriots have their first score of the game.
That was some hit right there, boy.
5-yard touchdown run. Miller with the extra point. And just like that.
2:04 left in the half. We'll see how the Barons respond, but Colonia showing a little grit on that, Craig. You know, they had a couple of opportunities and they took advantage of it. That play right there.
Number of penalties that kept getting pushed back.
Yeah. Yep.
Kept on going.
Absolutely.
So while we don't have that kind of statistics, but it seems to me that the Barons have had the ball for a lot longer than the Patriots, although that took a while.
Yeah, absolutely.
2 minutes and 4 seconds to go, so the Barons will have a chance. They have 2 timeouts. I'm sorry, they have 1 timeout now. Let's see what they can do. Number 2, Isaiah Allen is back, along with number 1, Michael Calvert, as Miller gets set to kick off.
Miller set to kick. Calvert and Allen back for the Barons.
Kick's going to go to Calvert. He's got it at the 20, out to about the 25. He's knocked back.
Wow.
That was number 13, Desmond Nelson, who knocked him back for the Patriots. And so the Barons will get it. The Barons will get it 1st and 10 on their own. Let's see where they. I think they didn't count the yards he got knocked back. So it's going to be on the 24-yard line of the Barons. Minute 56 to go, and let's see what they can do in a hurry-up offense. Well, they always kind of run a hurry-up offense, and then they stop and look over to the sidelines. I don't know if they're going to have the luxury of doing that this time.
If they go right to the line of scrimmage, you know, it's kind of a wash. Trips to our side here.
Stan fakes the handoff, throws it out
on it very
to
quick.
Amir Wallace. Not much there. Picks up about 2 or 3. Spotted at the 20.
They gave him 4 on
yeah,
it looks
28,
like.
yeah, slightly outside the 28, so it's about 4 yards on that play.
Ellis switching over to the
Minute
wide
30
side of the
to
field.
go now. 3 wide receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Empty backfield. Stanton calls the play. Takes the snap. Good one. He's going to keep it himself. He's out to the 30. Powers forward to the 35. Keeps holding on and falls forward to about the 37 or 38. And the Barons pick up a 1st down. So
nice
the clock
effort
will
there.
stop a la college football while they reset the markers. Clock's running again now with 1:12 to go. Stanton throws it out to the flat to Bosch. Complete. But Mike Testa was right there to make the stop. But a pickup of about 5 or 6. I'm going to say 5 on that play.
Nice play by Testa.
2nd and 5. Clock continues to run. 51 seconds to go now as the Barons move the ball up the field. They need a big play. He rolls right to Stanton, gets it to Wallace. Wallace can't break the tackle. Knocked down by Olaremi. And it'll be out to about midfield, but there's only 39 seconds to go.
Watch how quickly Woodbridge gets set over the ball. I'm telling you, the chains are just about set, and they're snapping the ball. That time
Clock
they did
is
it.
rolling.
Yep.
Stanton looks left, looks right. Now he calls for the hike. Throw out to wide open. Nice play there. It was intended for Leo Wright Jr. He was wide open but couldn't hold on.
Yeah.
And so the Barons will face 2nd down and 10. 24 seconds to go. The blackout here for the Woodbridge Barons. Everyone wearing black. Of course, as you can see, the lights are working just fine. Empty backfield again for Woodbridge. Stanton stands at his own 45, waiting for the snap. There it is.
Plenty of time to throw.
Yep. Nice play, complete outside to Brian Anderson. He makes the catch and steps out of bounds. Heads up play by young Mr. Anderson.
Yeah, freshman
Brian,
catching a
just
big play like that. Yeah,
in a critical
goes
time.
out.
Got a big smile on his face. Of course, his dad Kyle is a councilman, and his brother Kyle was a star here at Woodbridge High.
Right, coaching at Scotch Plains Fanwood now. Young Kyle, KJ.
Stan throws it to Bosch. Immediately there is Testa. He read that all the way. And Woodbridge are going to have to take their last timeout now with 11 seconds to go. They haven't really gotten the ball to Bosch all that much, Greg.
No.
He had a big game against Winslow.
Here comes the play again. Bosch does a good job of catching the ball, and there's Tesla right there.
Yeah, he didn't. He knew it was coming. He makes a big hit on Bosch, who does well to hold on to the ball, but loss of about a yard on the play. 11 seconds to go. So how many plays do you think they can get? Can they get 3? Probably not.
3 would be kind of rough. Yeah.
Probably 2. So you got to take a shot. Now, the clock will start with a first down, and I don't know how far, what kind of leg their kicker has. I know we know he had an extra point blocked. So,
Coach LaSalle just called Dean Fiore in, number 10. Amir Wallace is out, so they have like their passing group in there right now. That's Anderson up wide, number 13, Brian. Saw him with a nice catch earlier.
And now I think it's Calvert in the backfield. He stays into the block. Now we're going to take a shot down deep to Bosch. It's complete for a touchdown.
Wow, what a nice
throw by Stanton. Good defense too by the Patriots. Their defender was right there on the play.
We'll get to see that one again after the extra point attempt. I completely missed it because the monitor's right in front of me.
Yeah.
I should have went this way.
So that was a 34-yard touchdown pass, I guess.
Nice
Stanton
protection up there, boy.
Yeah, they brought Calvert back in to give a little extra protection. If you notice, they had been going with an empty backfield, but they brought him in, and that play worked perfectly. It was a perfectly thrown ball right into the arms of the waiting Bosch. Snap is back. Bosch the holder, and this one is a little bit low, but it gets it to go through.
A line drive.
So yeah, nice line drive, but Jared Allen kicks the extra point.
Let's see the touchdown play again.
Bosch is nothing fancy about this. He just runs a fly pattern, and there's good defense there by Testa, but he just gets it over his outstretched arms right into the arms of Bosch. They got a touchdown.
Yeah, Bosch, that was great concentration because Testa was right there, swatted at it. You know, I mean, it would be easy for him to lose his concentration, but boy, that's a seasoned athlete for a sophomore there.
It really was. So Woodbridge jumps back on top. They've been deadly at the end of the quarter. They scored their first touchdown with 17 seconds to go, and now they score this one with just 3 seconds to go.
Bosch, by the way, is another pedigree there. Josh is, his father was I believe, an all-state baseball player at Kennedy. I could be wrong, but I know he's an outstanding athlete. So there's some good genetics there, too. The only reason I don't know is because he's a little younger than I am. But I remember as an athletic
he's still in
director.
high school.
No, I'm talking about his.
I know.
I think that's always exciting when you see some of the young players now. Parents, went to township school. That's pretty cool.
Bosch is going to kick it off. I suspect he'll just squib it, and he does, almost like an onside kick. Bounces into the hands of Jerry Charles, number 1, who falls on it with 2 seconds to go. And so Patriots will have one play. But first, there's another penalty on this play. I don't know how many penalties there have been in this first half, but I'll guarantee you what the coaches will say is too many on both sides.
Yeah, oh yeah. I'm sure that'll be the adjustments made at halftime.
So they restore the 1 second that went off the clock. And we'll have to do it again. But we'll do it again from 5 yards back. So
Right.
now they'll kick it off
From their own 35.
from the 35. The play went exactly as, well, I guess everybody suspected, certainly as Woodbridge had planned. They kicked it. Colonia didn't try to run the ball back. They just fell on it effectively. And now we'll see if that goes again. You never want to have to redo things like this, right?
No.
So something can go wrong if you're the Barons. Something can go really well if you're the Patriots. Jones is back deep. I don't think he'll ever see it. Yep, squibs it up the middle. Testa gets it. He falls down. But this takes 3 seconds this time. And that'll
So
do it.
who did that work out for?
So that worked out for the Barons pretty well.
Yeah.
So we've reached the end of the first half with the score: Woodbridge 13 and Colonia 7. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back.
Let's give another round of applause for Woodbridge Barons varsity cheer and dance team.
went through is get ready for the kickoff, the second half, and Greg, it was certainly an interesting first half, shall we say. Bosch's kick lands just outside the 20. Jones tries to pick it up, fumbles it, gets it back, and fights his way out to about the 25, and the Barons pushing back.
Yeah, that first half was definitely a little bit out of rhythm. A couple of big plays, a couple of big penalties. Of course, the Barons on the top at the end with that nice throw to Bosch, but
Yeah,
we'll see. We'll see what the second half looks like.
There were some good plays, but we don't have any statistics, so I can't tell you how many penalties there were, but there were a lot, and they really broke up the rhythm of the game. But, you know, it's a new half, and there's some fine athletes on the field. So
absolutely. And here we go with the start of the second half.
Patriots get the ball to start the second half. They'll start at their own 25. Profit goes in motion. Handoff inside to Jones. And he'll pick up a yard at best.
Eli Husani there, number 66, AJ, man. He is just a force to reckon with.
Yep. Big stop there. So 2nd and 9 for the Patriots as we are underway. 11:26 to go in the third quarter. Winner gets the Woodbridge PBA trophy. As you said at the top of the show, the Barons have won it 2 times in a row. Rummy throws it out just off the hands of Jones. I'm not sure he was going to be inbounds, though, even if he was able to catch that. He's looking for a penalty, but
I think there was just a little disconnect there. I just seemed awkward the way that Jaden went for that ball. I don't know if he was expecting it. I'm not sure.
And so that'll bring up 3rd and 9.
Very quickly, too, right? Bang, bang.
Yeah. Remy really looks effortless when he throws the ball. Almost like he flips it. He can flip it 50 yards, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's a very talented athlete.
He'll take the snap. Looks left. Avoids the blitz. Now he'll cut it back out up inside. There's nothing there, and he'll be brought down probably for a loss of a yard. Who's that on the bottom?
Yeah. Someone's down on the field.
The out of camera shot is it was.
I think it was Olaremi.
Close to the no Olaremi's walking off.
Yeah, but he just hopped up.
Oh,
I think he was the one there.
No, they're over here. They're over here.
I didn't even see that because he was down too. He just hopped up over there.
Yeah, I saw him do that,
there.
but yeah, no, the trainers are out on the field. It's a Patriot player.
Gotcha.
Can't see his number, and he's laying on the field at about the 17-yard line. Oh, that's the doctor? Okay.
Yeah, Dr. Swan's out there. The way they were moving his leg around, I would have to assume it was a cramp because they weren't being gentle. They were bending the toe back, and that's...
it was Profit. It is Josh Profit. He'll walk off under his own power, unassisted.
You know, you would think on a cooler night...
out there.
Cooler night like tonight, you don't see too much cramping, but these kids are playing very hard, and if they don't have enough fluid, they can cramp up pretty quickly. And most of them are muscular, and they tend to cramp up a lot.
So Miller will come in for the punt as Bosch, number 8, and Allen are back deep. They're standing inside their own 35. You're right. They give a lot of credit to Miller's leg, and it's a good punt. It's going to land inside the 40, takes a big Colonia bounce, and then stays along the outside and just keeps on rolling down. And now the Patriots will.
They pretty much just reversed fields.
25, yeah.
Right? They just reversed fields. That's where Colonia started at the half, and now Woodbridge is starting same thing, right around the 25.
Not tapped down there by Jerry Charles. The ball kind of just stayed in bounds and kind of rolled down the outside and took a good bounce for the Patriots. So they get the first sort of break of the second half, and the Barons will have their first possession and go to work at their own 26.5, it looks like.
Good shot of Coach LaSala talking to the team right there. A little action shot.
How you doing?
What's up, Doc?
How you guys doing?
Hey, looks like we got a couple of superintendents just walked in.
Yeah,
here,
exactly right.
Dr.
You're
Massimino from
Dr.
our own Woodbridge Township and the executive director of the county, none other than our good friend, Councilman Kyle Anderson.
Looks like we got another set of headsets. Stan takes the snap, going to keep himself. He rolls outside and gets down beyond the 30 to about the 32. So he'll pick up about 6 on the play, shall we say.
So it gives me great pleasure to introduce our superintendent of schools here in Woodbridge Township, Dr. Massimino. Thank you for coming up to the booth.
Thank you, sir. It's great to be here. Great to see all the residents out, and our rivalry is healthy, which is nice to see. So it's an honor to be in the booth and see our boys in action.
Okay, we're not going to put you on the spot and ask you who you're rooting for, Doc.
I wore a gray shirt because I was at the Kennedy game before this, so I made sure I was neutral.
Stan keeps it out, tries to go outside. He picks up the first down, I think, and then he's finally driven out of bounds. He got the first down. He gets knocked out of bounds. So, yeah, who's Kennedy playing tonight?
Linden.
Oh, okay.
How was that going, Doc?
It was 14-0 Linden when I left.
Okay.
So your first, well, I guess Woodbridge just played a game already, but you're just new to the job, and you get a Woodbridge Colonia game right off the bat, huh?
Under the lights.
Remember when it used to be Thanksgiving Day?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Those were the good old days. We actually did a Thanksgiving Day live. It was great. We did live TV.
That's awesome.
We're Facebook Live now, so we are
Facebook,
you should know
YouTube.
that. Inside handoff to Calvert. He just will not stop. He just keeps churning those legs, gets out to about midfield. And that's another, let's see if they give him the first down. Oh, we're live on the channel, YouTube and Facebook. So there's a lot of people able to watch us live. Second down.
No pressure, Doc. We're live. Don't worry about it.
We're good.
Hit hard in the backfield. Matt Cisaldo.
Late flag coming in.
Flag moving in. I don't know what that's about. The referees were out of sync. They allowed them to snap the ball, and they were still moving the chains.
Let's see what the call is. There's a lot of discussion there. Ivan Quillis, number 22, in on that stop. Could have been
We got a dead ball foul on White.
dead ball foul.
15 yards, first down.
Another big penalty against the Patriots. Another big penalty. The penalties continued, ladies and gentlemen. Face mask they're going to call. That'll push the ball forward 15 yards from the spot. I don't know where they...
So, Doc, you all set for the opener on Tuesday, right?
We get everybody back Tuesday. We were able to keep all the...
Okay, we're going to take a look at this play. Try to see where the dead ball foul is on this.
They called a dead ball foul, and then they called a face mask. I'm not really...
All right, we got a play.
Well, Calvin lost 2 on that play as he tried to run right.
Must have been.
Yeah, so you're set for school, and
We are. The tropical storm was an interesting twist.
yeah.
But
Any damage to any of the schools?
schools,
buildings?
a little bit here and there. The buildings and grounds guys did an amazing job. The township always throws their support behind us, so we were able to get everything cleaned up, and we should be ready to roll for Tuesday.
The player is down on the field. I think it's a
Patriot.
It's a Patriot. I think it looks like a CF from the hat. Dr. Swain comes back out on the field.
Swan, Dr. Swan. Yeah.
He's had a lot of time. He's been out. He's getting a little air time here.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So,
Unfortunately.
there's a mask mandate in place, right? How do you think that have you heard a lot of acceptance of that? Has there been complaints?
People are pretty passionate about it on either side, but I think the idea of having kids back in school, if this is what we have to do to get kids back in school after 18 months, I think it's a step in the right direction. You don't want to make perfect the enemy of progress. So,
yeah, I think the overarching goal of getting kids back to school, it's so critical.
Absolutely,
It's been
absolutely.
it's far too low. We can't do
If that's what we have to do to get the kids back in, then so be it. That's what we do.
And that's Josh Profit.
Limping off.
Been off again. He was the player that was cramped up. We thought he might be cramped up before, and he's back out there. They better get some fluids in.
Barron's spreading the field out here.
Second and about 3 from their Patriot 40. Stanton now breaks and looks
like the young Anderson in the slot there. Holy mackerel.
There we go.
Had a nice catch in the first half.
Yep,
had the wherewithal to get out of bounds to stop the clock.
Keeps it. Now it's gain of 1. Oh, that's right. He had lost the. Yeah, I'm sorry. There was a loss on the play before that where we were talking. And then so Stanton picks up a yard. And now we're going to be joined by Councilman and proud father Kyle Anderson. Brian made a nice catch. Kyle,
how are you,
welcome.
Speaker? Great to see you.
Good to see you.
They told me it was blackout night, so I couldn't find a T-shirt. So the only thing I could find was this wonderful Bowl for Hunger shirt that you had a couple of weeks ago, and did a really amazing thing for a lot of families in need.
Well, thanks. That's very kind of you to say. It's a nice event. It benefits the 31 food pantries in the 19th Legislative District, which includes Woodbridge, Sayreville, South Amboy, Perth Amboy, and Carteret. And it's a lot of fun. So thanks for coming to that. Thanks for supporting. Thanks for representing and wearing the shirt.
Always.
So tell me about Brian's catch.
Well, he goes in certain packages. Usually it's a passing situation when they're going to put like 3 or 4 receivers like they do now. And, well, actually they're punting right now. But he just slipped out there because I think Woodbridge, after last week, they've really got 4 weapons out there between the quarterback, Matt Stanton, Isaiah Allen, Michael Calvert, and now AJ Bosch. So now
you got another whistle. Not a surprise.
So if you got to leave one of them alone, you're going to leave the freshman alone.
I think that's about the 150th penalty in this game. Way too many penalties.
That's the first week football.
Week jitters, yep. First week excitement. So now Brian and his brother Derek are twins. They're both freshmen. They both made the varsity. Derek's the backup quarterback.
He is. He's QB too. And my good friend over here remembers when those guys were born, and when Joe was a young man working on his doctorate, we were playing softball together.
We were.
And the boys were just running around and
getting foul balls. I think they were running after the foul balls,
absolutely,
right?
And I just have to say, what a pleasure it is to work with Joe as our new superintendent here. As county superintendent, you couldn't ask for, someone who's come through the school system himself, lives in the community, and knows all 3 schools, knows the school leaders, and lives and walks the walk and talks the talk here in Woodbridge Township. So it's been a pleasure to work with them.
Thank you, Kyle. Likewise.
Exciting new school year, exciting new football season. You were at the game against Winslow?
I was. They were a very good team. They had a quarterback that was throwing that slant better than any quarterback I could imagine. And that was almost picked off by one of the Bradley brothers. And, at one point, when we went down there, you could tell that there was obviously a South Jersey swag going on. Yeah. And Cedar Creek had just thumped Scotch Plains, where my son Kyle coaches. So we didn't know what to expect.
Jaden Jones got hurt on that play, and he's tried to get off and fell down again. Jaden Jones is all over the field for the Patriots. He's a terrific defensive player. Here it is. You can see it's almost picked off. Just about there. And there comes Jones. Let's see if we can see where he gets hurt. Puts his head down. Maybe.
Yeah, can't really. I mean, his feet got.
But you can see he's in pain right away.
Yeah. And, this time of the year, you also see some cramps. The warm weather. And these kids ate like you don't believe over the summer. They probably ate all the foods they weren't supposed to.
Still working themselves into shape.
Yeah.
It's like spring training.
It's the beauty of being young, Kyle.
Yes, absolutely. And Jaden is also a 3-sport athlete, so he's always on on some kind of field or court, doing something. So he'll walk that off, and he looks like he's just going to get looked at by the trainer and be right back on the field.
So you were a star at the JFK High School during your high school days, Kyle. Were you a receiver?
No, so I actually started out as a quarterback.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, so I played quarterback, and then I switched to receiver in college.
Oh, okay.
But I wouldn't say I was a good quarterback in high school. You know, a completion,
Right,
interceptions counted as completions for me, you know. So as long as somebody caught it, it didn't matter which jersey it was.
He was an above-average left center fielder on our softball team. We got to give him credit.
Inside handoff to Testa. He's met at the line of scrimmage by Knight, and it'll bring up 3rd and 5 for the Patriots.
I tell you, it's nice to see so many underclassmen. You know, you talk about your boys being freshmen, and Jaden Jones and AJ Bosch. You know, the future is bright for our township.
It really is.
Which is an exciting thing for us. We get to see them really grow and do some great things.
Yeah, you get to see them for a long time too.
Yeah,
you know,
it's a treat. It really is.
3 wide receivers wide left for the Patriots. Olaremi directs some traffic. Now he takes the snap, and there's a timeout.
Almost a timeout. There
All right, so on that timeout, I'm going to thank you guys for my airtime.
Yeah.
If I spend too much time in the booth, they're going to think I'm favoring Woodbridge, so I'm going to make my way back over the Colonia sideline so they know I gave each side equal time. But
thanks for stopping by.
I truly appreciate
it. Hope you have a fantastic first school year.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
As smoothly as can be.
Much appreciated. Looking forward to a good year. Thank you.
All right, and I've got some family in the bleachers.
You go back and say hello.
I'll give Greg my headset, and this has been a lot of fun. I'm down in the bleachers watching you guys on Facebook Live. So
thank you.
You guys are doing a fantastic job.
Well, thank you. Tell us if we do anything wrong, right? You'll text us up.
You know I will, right?
All right, man. Thanks, Kyle. Thanks for stopping by.
Thanks a lot. Bye.
So the Patriots didn't like what they saw, and they called their first timeout. 5:09 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Thanks, Dr. Massimino. Thank you, Kyle Anderson, for dropping by. New formation. Olaremi, quick one over the middle to Jones, who's back in the game. Picks it up. Let's see. He fumbled it. They're going to call it a completion.
I think he caught it before.
I think so. It looked like he had it.
Yep, the officials are
trying
calling
to make a
it
football move, and they give him a first down. So, and I think that's a red flag.
There's the play again. Just a quick
little one over the middle.
As you said, unbelievable. He hardly put his arm back, right?
Yeah.
He just flipped it out there.
Yeah, he certainly had possession. First down at the 28-yard line.
I should tell the officials to look up at us. We can give them a thumbs up.
Yeah, if they agree, if we agree. We could be the instant replay.
Yeah, absolutely. Colonia is spread out, sideline to sideline here.
Clock is stopped because of the first down, and now they'll whistle it to a start. Handoff, fakes the handoff. Remy keeps it. Didn't fool anybody. Fooled me a little bit, but certainly didn't fool Amir Wallace, who was right there to make the tackle. And a loss of about 3, or no, probably more like a loss of 4 or 5 on that play. So let's call it 2nd and 15.
Yeah, Amir came in, put a hurting on him.
Olaremi surveys the situation, takes the snap, looks
good protection.
Left. Got some room. If he wants to run it down the right, he's going to air it out instead. Deep intended for Cienson.
They were definitely tied up there.
Yeah, there was a lot of contact there, but no flag. Dennis Smith Jr. defending on that play, and that'll bring up 3rd and long.
That was a very well thrown pass.
It
was right there.
There's a lot of contact. I'm a little surprised Colonia's not more upset about that.
Yeah, well, you know, the one good thing is the official was right there.
He was.
I mean, he was right on the spot. So.
And the ball was a little underthrown, so Cienson had to come back for it.
Right.
So big 3rd down play here as the Patriots trail by 6 with 4:11 to go in the 3rd quarter. Not much office pressure from the outside. Olorami got knocked down just as he released it, and it got sails out of bounds.
He got whacked pretty good on that one.
Barons brought pressure from the right side, I should say.
That's a couple of series in a row. Josh has gotten hit pretty hard back there. You know, he stays in that pocket. He's so tough.
I think it was Jason Bradley who was putting the pressure on. So Miller will come on and punt again. Barons should get it in with good field position.
Allen and Bosch back deep. Boy, there's some speed between those two guys, huh?
It really is.
Holy mackerel.
Noah's got a good leg. You can tell they've consistently, Woodbridge has consistently respected it.
Yeah.
You know, they're standing 40 yards away from where he's going to, 45 yards away from where he's going to punt the ball from. It's kind of a sidewinder.
Wow,
Sails over the head, and now he's touched it. This is dangerous for the Barons. The ball's on the turf. Let's see who got it. Allen stuck his hand up and got it on it, but never had possession of it. Unfortunately for the Barons, Brian Anderson, number 13, his dad was just here. He made the recovery on that play. Good hustle on Brian's part.
Good heads-up play for a freshman.
Yep.
You know? Those little things is what makes the difference, Craig. It's like earlier on when Brian made a nice catch and he had the wherewithal to step out of bounds.
Right.
And a play like that to stay on the ball and recover it and just go down with it are significant plays that you don't always hear about. But that's what the good teams do. They do the little things good.
So what I thought was going to be better field position for the Barons turns out to be fortuitous for the Patriots. Bosch caught it, but Jerry Charles had a head of steam, and he almost got there. If he did, it was going to be a pick six. But instead, it's a pickup of about 3 on the play. Quick hit out to Bosch. Stan's going to keep it, picks up some steam, rolls over a player and gets the ball down inside the 50, down to about the 46-yard line.
He is a heck of a runner.
He really is, and a patient one, as you pointed out before. If we see this one again, he looks like he's limping a little bit, but he's waving off the training staff. Let's take this again. Now watch how. It's on the screen right here, but you see he waits and
he follows the lead blocker right there, which was
and then
big.
He accelerates.
Look at his calves. I mean, he's a big, tough, strong guy.
Inside handoff this time to
Calvert.
He'll pick up a couple more.
He's another one.
And bring up 2nd and 8 for Woodbridge. This is a big drive for the Barons. They've been tough at the end of quarters, as we pointed out. They scored their first touchdown with 17 seconds to go, and their second touch in the first quarter, and their second with 3 seconds to go in the
quick
second
screen
quarter.
here to Bosch.
Oh, what a hit! But he stays on his feet and keeps going. So Matt Salcedo laid a good lick on him, but A.J. Bosch kept on going, took the hit, bounced it off. Probably.
All right, we'll take a look at this play. Watch this hit.
It's a nice block there, but man, he hit him hard.
Snapped his head back.
But A.J. stood up, picked up another yard or so.
Yep.
3rd and 5 for the Barons. Big play right here. If the Barons can keep this drive alive and score a touchdown, they're going to be really in command. And if the Patriots can stop them here, then they're going to force them to punt. Fakes the inside handoff, keeps it himself, and his tackle. That's a nice open field tackle by
Matt Salcedo.
Yeah.
He was the guy on the play before,
right?
He
did. He made the big hit on that before, and a nice open field tackle, one-on-one tackle.
You almost get
prevent the first down.
You almost get the sense that that Salcedo is just keying on Stanton.
Yeah.
Like wherever he goes, that's where he's going.
Yeah.
Little bird dog action there, and they used to call in the old days.
Barons are going to go for it here on 4th down. They need to pick up 3. They got to get it to the 37. Ball rests just outside the 40-yard line.
Or try to draw Colonial offsides.
Tight formation, and now they'll shift around.
Again, attempt to draw people offsides.
Yeah, attempt to, and didn't work.
There they go.
And then Woodbridge takes its first time with 30 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter, and they'll suspect that what we're going to do now is see the punt unit come on.
Pretty nice stand right there by Colonia, because you definitely felt like Woodbridge had some momentum going.
Right. Well, and they had that big play. There was really only one big play for the There was the 30-yard run.
Yep.
For Stanton. So, but yeah, they've been tough.
All right, as we get a little break on the field, it's time for us to give a well-deserved shout out to the TV 35 sports crew here with us tonight.
Yay.
Jess Barretta on camera, Will Rubiano, Nick LaMotta, Emil Bandolfi. Emil's been with us for a long time. And our replay guy, Joe Fernandez, as Mayor Max says, the funny man. Technical director, the lovely Gina Forbes. Graphics, the lovely Samantha Roth. Video engineer, Bruno Martins. And of course, our director that keeps us all on course, Mr. Lee Beckerman. It is an extreme pleasure for those of us on this side of the broadcast to work with you guys. You certainly bring a lot of honor to the student athletes and the people, the band, the coaches, the parents, everybody that plays. So we owe you a great deal, and we appreciate your professionalism.
And you're very talented, and we have terrific productions because of your efforts. Really, truly. Here we go. Big 4th down play. Stanton takes the snap. He's going to run it himself. Gets the first down, but there's a flag on the play. Let's see what that is about.
I think there were 2 people moving, or a formation issue here. Yeah, because it happened right before the snap of the ball.
I'm not. So the Barons try to draw the Patriots offside. And when they don't do that, they call the timeout. Then they still go for it on 4th down.
Yeah.
And they want to play. I'm not quite sure why that would be, but they did it. And now they're going to legal formation, and so it's going to be. It's the first down, and that'll be 3rd and 8. Now we'll punt the ball away. Good kick. Jason Bradley's punt. Going to roll inside the 10. Going to be tapped down there by Brian Anderson at the about the 6.
1st and 10 on their own 7-yard line.
So the Patriots got their work cut out for them. They got a lot of real estate to make up here. Probably going to see a little air under the ball. What do we got? 13 seconds left in the 3rd quarter.
13 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter.
Beautiful night here in Woodbridge after a rocky start, rocky middle of the week, right, with Hurricane Ida coming through this area. We talked about it a little earlier, but it's a beautiful night tonight, and they say it's supposed to be a nice weekend. So hope everybody enjoys it and stays safe.
Yes, indeed.
Colonia's got the field spread out, a little screen.
Little swing out to Jones. He's hit hard. Brought down at about at the 8. Would have been a pickup of 2, and instead there's going to be a holding on the Patriots.
Goodness gracious.
So it's a 10-yard penalty. It's probably half the distance to the goal line from here to pay.
Well-designed play. They had trips out there. They sent 2 guys off to try to attract the defensive backs, and then they throw a quick screen underneath, and worked fairly well except for a hold. This is the time now where the defense just lets it go. They're just going in there and putting all kinds of pressure on them now. The quarterback's going to be standing in the end zone.
So what was a long field for the Patriots has now become a long field as they get pushed back to about the 3.
And the quarterback's taking a snap in the end zone.
In the end zone, yeah.
Caramba. Quick pass.
Yeah, wide open. I couldn't see
First down.
Oh, it's Jensen.
Nice play.
He gets it complete out to about the 22, which is just enough for a first down. And that'll do it for the third quarter. As at the end of 3, it's Woodbridge 13, Colonia 7. No score in that third quarter, Greg.
Yeah, yep. And you know, both teams have shown their resilience. You know, we looked at this situation. It was dire. What were they on the 3-yard line? And yet they find out a way to get the first down and get out there.
Catch.
The Barons have done the same thing, as you pointed out, with the scores towards the ends of the quarter. You know, when it didn't look good. Just things didn't look good.
Look, that's a product of good coaching.
Absolutely.
Coach LaSalle is a fine coach. Coach Rorty's a fine coach. You know, they're both answering the bell each and every round. So as we head into the fourth quarter, what was a dire situation is now.
Yeah, you're looking at two teams.
First and 10 from the 20.
Two teams in different situations. Colonia, as we mentioned last year, they took their licks. They were in a lot of games, but they have almost everybody back. So they're really senior experienced. Of course, Woodbridge had a dream season last year, falling basically 1 game short, right? And there are some, you know, we do know a lot of the names, but there's a lot of new players out there. I mean, the young man Bosch, I mean, he's just he's another level, and so the future is bright, you know, for Woodbridge for sure, with a lot of youngsters out there.
Another player is down on the field.
58.
58 for the Patriots. There was a handoff to Jones. He picked up 3 on the play.
Frankie Malone is number 58. He's down, seems to be moving around a little bit.
Keeps rolling onto his side, so let's hope he is all right as the medical staff comes to give him some attention.
Yeah, you never like to see a player rolling around on the field. Doc Swan going out there. It seems like Colonia's had the gist of the injuries today, right? There's been a lot on that side.
They have, although I think everybody's got. I don't see anybody's lost. I haven't seen anybody. Yeah, we know. I know Jaden Smith got hurt, but he was back in the game.
Right. Olaremi a couple of times limped off.
Like he was limping a bit, but he's back.
Yeah.
I don't recall anybody from Woodbridge being injured, so. You know, we will continue to play. So
Maloney's still down. By the way, I did want to clear up that we've called his name a few times. Number 20 for Colonia, Mike Testa, is part of the family that owns the Jersey Boys Pizza.
Okay. There we go.
We've seen Michael a few times over there.
Fine pizza place.
Yeah.
In the Avenel section.
Good luck to them. Relatively new business, opening up during the pandemic, and nice, very nice family. When you go there, you really have a nice feeling.
And there he is, number 20.
Yeah, there's Michael.
You may remember him from Spinning Pizzas.
Yeah.
He and his brother have been on any number of TV shows, right?
And today we've called his name a number of times, so he's been all over the place. So he's having a nice game, and again, a very nice family, and it's always a pleasure
right across from the new Performing
APAC,
Arts Center,
right?
APAC, Kurt.
Absolutely beautiful night for football. You can't believe, what is it, September 3rd?
September 3rd.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Kickoff of Labor Day weekend and the end of summer. Always a little melancholy. Olaremi's going to keep it himself, picks up some speed, turns the corner. He's out to the 40. He's got one man to beat. He's going to beat him. 20. 10-5, touchdown Patriots.
Boy, and just like that, no flags looking behind. Just like that, we just said
78 yards on that touchdown run by Josh Olaremi.
Big extra point coming up. will take the extra point, and then maybe we'll look at that play again. But this is make no doubt about it, this is a big extra point. The way these teams are playing, you know, there's no guarantee of another score. And
Miller comes in for the extra point.
And the fans are alive here, folks.
Miller set to kick.
Woodbridge side is a little quiet right now, but you can hear that cheering across.
Well, there's a lot of time left, 11:33. But the Patriots tie and a chance to take the lead right here.
Miller, a veteran kicker.
And made the first extra point. Snap is back. Places down. The kick is up, and it is good.
Yeah, that was a good one.
With a lot of room to spare. Miller did a fine job there. Makes the extra point. And the Patriots retake the lead, 14-13. Let's take a look at that touchdown run again. Olaremi
right around the end.
And the end, he pauses
good
a little
block.
Bit, cuts it back inside.
Jaden Jones, excellent block
and
by
now
Jaden
he's just
Jones.
got one man to beat, and the foot race is going to go to Olaremi. Bosch was there.
Yeah.
Just couldn't quite get him.
Yep. Just goes to show you how fast Olaremi is, because we know Bosch is lightning fast.
Yeah. So the senior quarterback goes 78 yards and gives the Patriots the lead.
1 point lead, big play.
So we got an exciting 11 minutes and 33 seconds left, Greg.
Great job on the replay there by our man Joe Fernandez from our TV 35 sports crew.
Not a lot of scoring, just 2 touchdowns for the Patriots, 2 touchdowns for the Barons. Extra point missed by the Barons on their first touchdowns, the difference. Now let's see if the Barons can answer the big play by the Patriots. Miller's going to kick this one off.
Miller handling all the kicking duties.
Yeah. Good kick, going to come down at about the 13. That's where Calvert will get it. Runs it right up the middle. Gets it out to about the 34, where he runs into a host of Patriots.
Excellent return by Calvert.
They'll take over at their own 34, 1st and 10. Barons have been most effective when Stanton's been able to run the ball.
Yeah.
Although he did make a nice connection with Bosch for the touchdown pass at the end of the second quarter.
Well, they're just seizing whatever opportunity is given to them. It appears that way. Again, I think it gets to your point you said earlier. Both teams are very well coached.
They've gotten the ball, the Barons have, to Bosch in the flat sometimes, but they have not been able to take much advantage of it.
Nice run here.
As I think that's Calvert. Yeah, Calvert picks up 7. That was a tough run of 7, though.
He's been doing that all night, though.
Yeah.
That second effort is incredible.
So now 2nd and 3. This is a good down for an offense, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
You can pass, you can run. Let's see what the Barons choose to do. Calvert stays in the backfield. Takes the handoff to Stanton, and he's got pressure, and he gets taken down in the backfield by
51.
Number 51 for the Patriots.
Ethan Myriser. Ethan Myriser.
Nice play by Mr. Myriser.
Yep.
And that'll bring up 3rd and 8. Now this is a big play, right?
Interesting formation. Empty backfield by the Barons. Go into motion.
Stanton rolls right, throws it across, I think, to Wallace. He doesn't quite get there. Wallace caught it, had some room, and then nice tackle there.
Shoestring tackle.
But let's see, there's a penalty marker on the play.
I think that tackle was by Profit.
He's played a good defensive game. We called his name a lot on defense. No.
Yeah, he went out injured too, so.
It's going to be 4th and inches. No. No, they're giving him a first down, I think, because they're making the referee's making him move the chains. They didn't call for a measurement. That's interesting. Let's take a look here. So Stanton rolls right, throws it to Wallace. A nice tackle right there by, yeah, it's Profit.
Yeah, it's hard to see where he was on the field, but he definitely lunged forward.
So I guess where the ball is.
Yeah.
So Barons get the first down.
New set of downs here.
The 44. Stanton goes right up the middle and runs into a whole host of Patriots. Let's see who's on the bottom, number 22. That is
Ivan Quillis.
Yep.
He got taken for a ride by Stanton. He made a good hit initially, but Stanton just, one person does not bring Stanton down.
No. Pickup of 2 by the quarterback as we approach the 9-minute mark of the 4th quarter. Stanton throws quick pitch out to Bosch, and he gets stopped immediately. Just short of the first down, though. It's a pickup of about 6, and so it'll bring up third and 1, long one, maybe.
Yep. That's exactly.
Bosch, sure-handed receiver. He even there was some traffic there, and he got it, and it was a nice throw by Stanton.
And he stays on his feet, too. Another one that stays on his feet.
Empty backfield again. Stanton's going to keep it. He's going to get the first down and a little bit more. And then slips inside the 40. Nice cut back there to pick up an extra. Picks up 8. And that'll be a first down for Woodbridge as they continue their march.
Olaremi in on that tackle. Nice open field tackle, but the damage was already done.
It's like Stanton's got a little, he's bending over. Usually when somebody's doing that, they're either gassed or they're in a little pain. He's holding on to his shoulder pads.
Under 8 minutes to go now in the game. Tight formation here.
Allen goes in motion. Stanton keeps it again.
He's a workhorse.
He is.
Clearly is a workhorse.
2nd and 4 for the Barons.
Looking for, giving some signals. He wants some water? I don't know. Sends Allen over to the left.
Again, somewhat of a tight formation on the inside.
Yes.
Motion. No, not motion, just resetting.
Gives it off to Allen. He's hit at the line of scrimmage and stopped. I think that's Quillis at the bottom of the pile again. So, or maybe that's Tester.
Also for Colonia, the big number 78, Jermaine Ellis is just he's a wall.
3rd down now. 4 down territory for the Barons. They don't have to get a first down here, but they certainly would love to. Stan's going to throw. He rolls right, throws it out to Wallace, and he can't hold on to it. And that'll bring up a 4th down, 6.
Just a little too much velocity on that pass, I think.
And
a little.
Run off his hands.
Yep.
So, this is a big play right here. Just 6 minutes and 33 seconds to go. Haven't had a turnover in this game. So if the Patriots can stop them and that stays the same, they can really control the rest of the game.
Motion.
Calls the signals, takes the snap, rolls left this time, looking downfield. Nice play. It was a nice play. That's Anderson. He made a nice play, Byron Anderson did. He made a nice cutback. He turned around and came back towards the ball, and it's a big first down and lost his shoe. But a big pickup there on that pitch and catch with Anderson, and the Barons pick up the first down.
Very nice heads up by Brian.
See this one again. You'll see him come off the line of scrimmage. He goes down and then curls back beyond the first down marker, then makes a nice move to get some extra yardage, and is taken down to the 10-yard line. Stanton keeps it, goes up the middle, still on his feet. Now he gets knocked down just outside the 10. The ball was on the 12, I'm sorry. Now it takes it down to about the 10, so it's going to be 2nd and 8. Barons can get a first down without scoring a touchdown. And now the clock continues to run. Starts to creep in a little bit as a factor here, Greg, with less than 6 minutes to go in the game.
Absolutely.
Although the Patriots have certainly shown that Josh Otteremi can be a lightning player. Roll out. Gets it to Wallace. Wallace is a strong arm. He goes into the end zone for a touchdown.
Yeah, he bounced around out there.
So a 10-yard touchdown pass.
That's a big fella right there.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he bounced off and kept on going.
Looks like the Barons might be going for 2.
The only thing you can do is answer that empty dropout. Yep.
Stanton comes in with the call. Now, I would not be surprised to see Stanton keep this one, Greg.
Yeah.
Going for 2.
See if they spread the field out. You got young Brian Anderson in, so they're probably going to be in this passing formation, which will spread the field out and maybe create some lanes, as you said, for Stanton.
3 yards to go for the 2 points. Allen in the backfield. Stanton's going to keep it. He puts his head down and runs in, standing up.
There's a little pushing going on after the play.
Okay, let's look at that touchdown. It's a termination play by Wallace. You can see Stanton gets it to Wallace. He's met there.
He just shreds that guy.
So then Testa hits him. Quellis finally brings him down, but he extends out.
He just pushed Miller out of the way.
Yeah, we pushed up Miller out of the way and bounced off of Testa. And Stanton runs it in for 2.
Personal foul on Woodbridge. Got to go 15 yards from the kickoff spot. It'll be 25-yard line.
So I assume it's an unsportsmanlike penalty.
Yeah. All right, we're going to take a look at the extra point now. As it turns out, the 2-point conversions, as Mr. Coughlin predicted. Stanton running the ball.
Is. No, it's not. And here it is again. All right, here we go. New angle. That's good. Here comes Stanton. He just turns it right upfield, and he lowers his shoulder. And Barons have 2. I didn't see what happened
somewhere in that pile. Looks like there was a little push. A lot of banging going on
for sure. Cheerleaders smiling for the camera.
Very excited. Coach LaSala giving some comments out there to the kickoff team.
There's a 15-yard penalty, so the Barons are going to have to kick off from the 25. So you would expect the Patriots to have real good field position. Last time I said that, the ball rolled down the sideline and ended up being probably a 55-yard mark.
Yeah, 5:32 left in the game.
Enough time. Yeah. 2 timeouts left for the Patriots. So there's plenty of time, and we've seen, Josh Otteremi run 78 yards for a touchdown. That took a few seconds. Botched the kickoff, kicks it on the ground right into the arms of,
wow,
I don't know who that was.
That's good field positions. Holy mackerel.
Christian Pinto. Christian Pinto catches it, falls down, and so
Did the right thing.
they'll get it at the 40 of Woodbridge, will the Patriots. Let's see what they have in store now.
There's another
21-14.
Another little thing that Colonia did well there. Pinto caught that ball and went right down. You know, sometimes your urge is to try to advance it.
Right.
You don't really have a handle on it.
Right.
So great field position for the Patriots now. We'll see if some of that senior leadership will kick in now with 5:31 left in the game.
They do have a number of seniors. Cienson is a senior. Olaremi is a senior. Jaden Jones only a sophomore.
Yeah, he's a special player, Jaden.
Patrick Miller is a junior. Prophet. Josh Prophet is a senior as well. So as you point out, Greg, lots of senior leadership on the field. As
little razzle dazzle. Wow, that was good defense.
The Barron defense stayed home.
Number 52, Jason Bradley, did a nice job of just staying in his lane. Big Jermaine Ellis is down. I thought he was hurt, but he just jumped right back up.
We have a stoppage of play. I don't know if somebody called timeout. I don't know what the Barons have all come to huddle around the coach, and as you said.
I guess because Jermaine Ellis, I guess he's got to come out of the game, and that's what stopped the play.
Yeah,
they don't want him out of the game too long.
He's off now, and so they'll start the clock. Olaremi gets the snap, but then we have another whistle on the play.
Offsides.
Illegal motion in the Patriots. That'll push it back 5 yards.
Oh boy, that's not what you want.
We'll make 2nd and 9, 2nd and 14.
Colonia spreading it out a little. Looks like the Barons are going to bring the house.
Pressure. Yeah, looks like it. Here they come. Here comes Bradley. Olaremi on a run. Gets it to Miller, but it's incomplete along the near sideline. And that'll bring up 3rd and 14.
All right, we'll take a look at that play one more time. Olaremi stays in there.
Yeah.
Puts the
What
ball.
a nice ball, yeah.
It's the only place he could have put it.
Yep.
The only place. And the receiver did a good job of dragging his feet, just not enough. No.
Yep. He tried. It was a nice play. If he would have held on to it, it would have been a really nice play. So here we go. 3rd down and 14 for the Patriots. They trail 21-14.
I don't know why Miller had to go out of the game there.
To go.
I don't understand it. This is a big play.
Olaremi going to go deep down the right sideline, intended for Cienson. It's incomplete. Olaremi get knocked down.
Amir Wallace on that big hit for Woodbridge.
Yep.
You're going to go for it here?
I think they pretty much have to with 4 minutes and 32 seconds.
Yeah, Miller's back in the game. I don't know why you went
But if you're going to go for it, I don't know, you might want to use that as 2 plays, and instead they took the shot down the field. So. But I'm not a coach.
What?
Now I think we're going to get a timeout.
From the Barons.
Woodbridge calls a timeout with 4:32. That's their 2nd of this half, and so they have 1 left. And that'll give Colonia a chance to huddle up and talk about what they want to do.
You're wondering if Colonia's philosophy here is going to be to do some type of trick play.
It'd be interesting.
I mean, we know that Ola Remy can throw the ball downfield, so
Right.
we're, you know, I guess the plan is just somehow to try get somebody freed up, or you throw it just under the first down marker and hope that they can catch and get a couple of yards.
Well, if you could get Ola Remy outside around the corner again, that was pretty effective the last time. So
yeah, absolutely.
They have a lot of options, right?
Yeah, got a lot of weapons. Yeah.
So, but it's a big fourth down play. Colonia only has 2 timeouts left. They used one already.
Yep, and I think you would think right now the Woodbridge Barons are feeling, you know, they're feeling pretty aggressive. They've got that nice 7-point lead. The clock's ticking down.
Let's see if they bring some pressure. They did the last time.
The 2 deep backs are back pretty deep. They've got their
showing.
heels on the first down marker.
Pressure up the middle. That's Wallace. Ola Remy evades that and gets brought down by Bradley, I think it is.
And a flag. That's going to be an automatic first down, too. That's unsportsmanlike conduct.
On.
I heard, I don't know who it's on. It might be on Amir.
It's on Woodbridge.
Yep. And I think it's going to be an automatic first down.
That would do it.
It's a dead ball foul, right?
Yeah.
So that's going to be 15 yards.
Woodbridge crowd started to pick up on that.
The announcers must have saw it because I think they were yelling out.
We have 2 offsetting fouls,
offset.
1 on each team. We got personal foul on White, and we got taunting on Black. They offset, first down, Woodbridge.
Wow, that's...
So the Barons get the ball back and the offsetting penalties.
And in the good field position here. 46.
Woodbridge now with a chance to put this one away if they can score a touchdown. Patriots need to. They'd love to get a 3 and out. So let's see what they can do on defense. Stan's going to keep it again, runs right in.
Good job there.
Yeah.
Ellis in on that.
Yeah, Ellis is in on that.
Number 56 for Woodbridge, Caleb Barahona has his work cut out for him with Ellis over him on a regular basis. But he's been, you know, doing a good job so far.
No gain on that play. Now bring up 2nd and 10. Clock continues to run.
Right, and Woodbridge is now going to not make any effort to hurry things up. That's for sure.
3 minutes and 40 seconds to go. You said Colonia still has those 2 times out, and now we get a whistle and a timeout for the Barons, I guess.
Timeout Woodbridge, that is their final timeout.
That is their final timeout. Guess they didn't want to get a delay of game penalty, so they called their last timeout with 3:31 to go.
Pat, the Woodbridge, the Barons on that play were in a passing formation,
Yeah.
so I think the intent was to throw the ball. See if they come back out in that spread formation.
Yeah, we'll see. You would think we'd get a, if you were Woodbridge, that you'd try to keep it on the ground, but you know, you certainly can, at this point with the 3.5 minutes to go, seal the game with a touchdown. So if you want to gamble a little bit and you get Bosch open or somebody open.
Well, at this point in the game, too, a first down is golden, too. You know, it buys you another set of downs. You're eating the clock down. So I guess 2nd and 11 is an opportunity to maybe pick up some good yards, get that first down. And they are in this spread. You see young Brian Anderson in the game, so that's their passing group.
Yep, 3 wide receivers left. inside handoff to Bosch. He comes around the end, slips a tackle, is down to the 40, stays in bounds. Nice heads-up play there by Bosch. He could have gone out of bounds. Instead, he cut it back upfield and stayed in bounds.
Yep,
for the big gain.
Some nice blocks out there.
That was a really nicely designed play.
Yeah, yeah. Little inside. He just flipped the ball up on the inside.
A little toss and around the corner he went. Here, we'll take a look at it again.
Here comes the play again. Nothing
toss,
fancy.
no.
And Bosch uses his
block
speed,
right
man.
there at the bottom of the screen. Good block there to spring him. He's off to the races. Gets the first down and way more.
When you watch him run, his shoulders are always downfield. His hips are moving, but his shoulders are always downfield.
Takes it. He's got to keep it. Oh, he didn't go anywhere. Right there to meet him.
That was Ellis.
Ellison.
Yeah.
Ellis, rather. He lost a 1 or 2 on that play. Patriots now take their first timeout, or their second timeout, I should say. They only have 1 left. 2:36 to go.
Colonia fans are a little quiet now. They were jumping up and down before. The Barons fans got a little bit of life going on now.
Yeah.
You know, the fans, they swing the momentum
yes,
a lot.
They do. You can tell by the reaction of the crowd. It's been a good game. I mean, it's certainly been a game that has been tight throughout.
Right.
Barons took the lead first with 17 seconds to go in the first quarter on a 3-yard touchdown run by Stanton. Their extra point was blocked. The Patriots answered back. Olaremi on a 5-yard touchdown run. Miller makes the extra point, and the Patriots jump into a 7-6 lead. But the Barons answered back with a 34-yard touchdown pass from Stanton to Bosch. Allen makes the extra point, and the Barons go in at halftime up 13-7. Patriots strike back and take the lead on a 78-yard touchdown run by Olaremi with 11 and a half minutes to go. Bosch picks up 6 yards on that play. Now bring up 3rd and long. And then we saw the 10-yard touchdown pass from Stanton to Wallace to give the Barons the lead they now hold, 21-14.
Big contributor on that last touchdown was that nice pass out there to Brian Anderson.
It really was, yeah.
And then
he made a nice little move, got himself open.
Picked up a lot of extra yards, and that set up the play to Amir.
Under 2 minutes to go now, and the Barons, as you can tell, are just taking their sweet old time about it.
So they're probably
Patriots have 1 timeout left.
Here's a kind of a spread formation here.
Give it to Bosch again. He cuts it inside. Nice stop there by
number 16. That was Matt Salcedo. We've called his name a few times tonight, Matt.
Got down to the 30. We'll be bringing up 4th and 7. I suspect the Barons would go for it, but there was a penalty, a motion penalty against the Barons. That's declined by the Patriots. And so with 1:41 to go, Barons will face a 4th and what do you think, 7?
Yeah, I'd say
7
about
yards.
7. This is a big play for both teams right now.
Exactly. Barons get this.
1:41, man.
Colonia only has 1 timeout left. They can pretty much run out the clock.
And they're staying in this
first down.
Passing formation here.
For the Patriots, this is really the game. Stanton takes the snap. We get a penalty. That's going to be a motion on the Barons again. I'd be interested to see how many penalties there were. There have been more than you can count.
6 seconds off the clock, though. Does that get put back on?
I don't think so. Now they're going to punt as it brings up 4th and 11.
Yeah, they got to put the time back on the clock. 1:41.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That was for. Sorry. 1:41 left on the clock. Back to receive it is Jones, rather. I'm sorry, Jaden Jones back to receive it, along with, I think it's Profit. Here's the kick, good high kick.
Get out of bounds.
Into the, Brian Anderson makes a great play to keep it in bounds, and the Barons knock it out of bounds at the 2.
What a great play.
That was a heck of a play by Brian Anderson.
He gets down there quick, man.
He got down there, he jumped and knocked the ball back in bounds, and out of bounds it went. But the Barons pinned the Patriots down at their own 2, and now they've got 98 yards to go, 1:31 to do it, and 1 timeout. But
that was a heads-up play by Brian.
Yeah, I hope we have that. I'd love to see that on replay if we have, and I have it. Here it is. Let's see this punt again. Here it is. See, Anderson is 13, right? He gets down there, he's behind it, and has the presence of mind to throw it inbounds and then knock it out of bounds. Heck of a play by the freshman. He's had a fine game
yes,
today.
He certainly has.
All right. Remember, Remy is explosive.
Right here. Yep.
Lofts it out there, picked off by number 2, Isaiah Allen, and that will do it.
That'll seal the game, 124.
Pass was intended for Jaden Jones. 124 to go. Patriots can stop the clock once, but I think we're going to see the victory formation for the Barons. And the Barons look like they're going to be on the road to 2-0, or on the road to 2-0. Patriots, as they did last year, losing another heartbreaker. Stan goes in under center for the first time. And we're going to get a penalty for unsportsmanlike conduct, as Ellis shows a little bit of his frustration.
Yeah. It's got to be it's got to be a tough feeling for Colonia. You know, they come in, they have high expectations. 20-something, 23 seniors.
They take the lead with 11.5 minutes to go in the game.
Yeah. It's a big win for the Barons. Really kind of sets them up for a strong season.
Yeah, they're gonna. I don't know who they play next. Who's Woodbridge play next?
At Sayreville next Friday.
Yeah, it's going to be. Woodbridge plays Sayreville next week. Sayreville's traditionally been a terrific program. Yeah, they had a tough year, a little bit tough year. I think they were 4-4 last year.
Yep.
But they, they have been one of the better teams in the county over the last decade.
Sure. Yeah.
So that's going to be, and it's at Sayreville. So Barons will get tested on the road. I don't know who Colonia plays. We don't have a schedule.
Sayreville's got that freaking cannon. I remember.
Oh, yeah.
I used to hate that thing. They try to bring it on the road. Cannon's about this big. It sounds like a nuclear.
Clock is running. And take the snap, take the knee.
Second down for the Barons.
So Colonia looks like it's not going to call its last time out, so one more play, I think, will do it. The Barons will march on to a 2-0 record.
Great start for the Barons, and I think Colonia can have some success. They've got the tools there.
There's no doubt about it. They've got a lot of talent on that team, a lot of senior leadership. Look, it's a heartbreaker and a tough one, and you know, if you've been doing this stuff as long as we have, how much it means for these players, these intertown games. So Stanton takes the snap, takes the knee, will flip the ball to the referee, and the Barons are 2-0. They come away with a hard-fought 21-14 victory.
Very exciting win for the Barons. Tough loss for the Patriots. We hope that they'll come back. I'm sure we'll see them both again on our TV 35.
Yeah, they do. Barons do enough. You get a big touchdown pass from Stanton to Bosch, and then a 10-yard pass and catch and run to Wallace. Big play of the game was the 78-yard run by Olaremi, but the Barons managed to hold on, and they fall a little, and the Patriots fall a little short, and the Barons come away with a 21-14 win, and they will pick up the Woodbridge PBA trophy for this game. So, Greg, your thoughts?
It was a good game. Game of there was certainly a lot of highlights in the game. Some big plays and a lot of resilience shown. But it's very impressive. Woodbridge is very impressive to be able to blend the few veterans that they have, and they have some very strong ones too, Woodbridge. But some young guys, as you mentioned there, the Bosch young man, he plays a big role in it. Brian Anderson had a nice game today. You know, when you see freshmen and sophomores contributing at the varsity level, you know the future is bright for the Barons. So it was a great game. It was a pleasure to call the game with you.
My pleasure, Greg. Good to be with you.
And of course, our TV 35 crew and all of the people watching us on YouTube and wherever, Facebook
channel.
Yep.
Thank you for watching.
Yep.
Hope you had as much fun as we did.
Keep in mind, we don't do this for a living, folks.
They can probably tell.
It is a pleasure.
And so on behalf of our extraordinary crew and my colleague, Greg Ficara, Craig Coughlin saying thanks for watching, everybody. Good night.
Good night.